the chosen.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, here on HighVibe.tv for spiritual dance music, which we do on every new and full moon, where we combine the astrology, the tarot, and, of course, a prayer and mix it all into a house music mix. Although during eclipses, instead of being a ceremony, we do a celebration that we are here in quite divine times. And especially since this is a lunar eclipse when we're doing it for this May the 26th of 2021, and this lunar eclipse in Sag, this truly is about a celebration, because it's a celebration that you've made it here to quite the portal. You know, when we're in between eclipses, or even just an eclipse season itself, and seeing the events that we're going to talk about today that are happening in the cosmos, it's something to celebrate for. Change. There's a lot of change that is going on in chapters that are definitely moving along in the cycle of the book that we are all the story of. And I think it's important during this time to remember that we don't have to be afraid. This is going to bring up a lot of fears, as we are going to be reminded of many echoes of the past through this eclipse cycle. So make sure that you join us on HighVibe.tv. I really want to say that before we go into this full show, because not only are we doing all the exclusive content every day in the daily horoscopes, and like I just finished Deep Astrology hours ago about your weekly horoscope that I do in full detail with all the charts and showing you even what's going on in the solar system itself. But, you know, we're there for you every day, and we have so many amazing talent. We just have another new awesome talent on there, Amanda, who's doing astrology and tarot, and we just have so many awesome people and so much awesome content, you know, and we put our best into it. We have our own studios, we have our own network, we have our own apps. We really are here for you during this crazy time that we're all in, and we appreciate everybody that does join us over on High Vibe, and of course that supports my channel here on YouTube. We also have a lot going on, of course, Rising Through the Darkness Purgatory, which has been awesome over this last month that I just did. I actually have a really special addition to that coming. There's a lot of not only Dante's work, but so many other things I covered in Purgatory for that 4.5-hour video that you can purchase. It's a special lecture that I did about these times and how to not get caught in Purgatory. And it's kind of creepy already in the last month. All the things that I said were going to happen are happening in the weirdest way possible. But I really want people to know that I'm getting in tomorrow on Thursday a very rare book that is an ancient book that actually does cover a man who deciphered Dante's work, and publishers wouldn't publish it in 1814. And in 1888, a London publisher finally did. And it's a very rare book, and it's an ancient old book, and I was able to get my hands on it and purchase it, and it's completing so much of the weird work in weirder ways than I even thought possible. It's quite, in my mind, it's the most deepest synchronicity I've ever found in my own personal life and also in the work that I do. So you definitely want to check out Purgatory. If you're on High Vibe, there's going to be an exclusive, just, special coverage of just the extra info that I got on this book. So if you already have Purgatory, it just adds on to that for free. But if you don't have Purgatory yet, or if you're not on High Vibe, then, well, you won't see this special video I'll be doing. But definitely I recommend being a member, and definitely checking out that paid video if you don't want to be part of a membership service, but just get my awesome lecture that I did for 4.5 hours. It's a 4.5-hour horoscope, and also just a deeper understanding of these times and cracking some crazy codes of all my research over all these years. Also, in the next couple weeks, I can't believe we're already here, but we're going to be out in Utah for Please Don't Trip. It is going to be quite an amazing festival. There's a wellness part of it with yoga, astrology, you name it, outdoor activities. It's a camping festival. There are hotels like in the city that's by, which is Beaver, Utah, and then the festival's 9,000 feet up. I think it's called Eagle Point. That's right, Eagle Point Resort. There's still tickets available. I'm going to be there. We're having a whole High Vibe meetup. Right now, we're at about 100+ people already. So if you want to join us out there, it's June 11th through the 14th, or you can get an early day ticket on the 10th, for which will be a solar eclipse, which I'll be there. And then, of course, I'm headlining the wellness and doing an astrology talk, and then I'm one of the headliners that will be playing with all the awesome DJs on the main stages. So if you love this show, or if you love just my astrology talk, or if you want to be with other High Vibers, and Craig and I are putting together awesome stuff. We even might be having our own High Vibe zone because so many people are going, that it's quite incredible. And to be able to be in person is everything. And ironically, if you all just get one moment, 3 years ago today in Chicago, Craig and I were doing our tour across America, and I did the Chicago show. And I put up a picture on my Facebook on my memories about it. And it was weird. I was listening to that Chicago lecture, parts of it. It's free on YouTube. You can look it up. But there were so many creepy things that I had said that are all happening now that I forgot I even said, even in a different form, in a different way. But I think it's important to note that even in that lecture, I talk about how in astrology or in spirituality, the most important element of things is not Zoom. It's not even just being here on camera. It's human to human, and that's the most important thing, especially during these times in Aquarius. And so it's interesting to see that there are forces that are really trying to, not have that happen and make you afraid of other human beings. And that's just crazy to me. So this is an event where we can do it. It's pretty centrally, well, it's not fully centrally located in America, but it is in such a great place. And it's super easy to get to, and it's everything that you could ever ask for. You don't need to prove anything to get in that weird world out there. And it's truly, the real deal. It's not some crazy hoopla thing. The states approved it. There's so many great aspects to it. There'll be police there, of course, and stuff like that. But it's a real, genuine, and beautiful event. And we've worked with the Don't Trip people, and they're amazing people that we are actually best friends with in our life. So... And it really is about not just like going out to have some party or something like that. It's got a much deeper meaning about it, and especially not to trip in these times. So make sure you check it out, pleasedon'ttrip.com, and then make sure that you use the code, which is Leo King, all in caps. That thing's coming up quick, and a lot of people are joining really quick, and we're at over 100 already. So the actual number is closer to 150, but I'm just going to say 100 at the moment just because I'm unsure. But from what I'm getting, it's like 150. So not too worried about making it more. And here we are. So let's just go into this report real quick. You know, this is also my divinity report I'm doing since I haven't had the time with so much going on. You know, we can talk about the Mercury retrograde square Neptune. We can talk about Venus square Neptune. Venus and Mercury going to meet up this week, finishing after this lunar eclipse in Sag. We have Mars, which has been really out of focus, I feel. In Cancer, going to try Neptune. And be prepared for next week when it approaches its opposition to Pluto. But that's way after this week and the end of next week. The main thing here is the past. You know, this is a lunar eclipse in Sag, and it deals with Jupiter's energy. And even with the South Node in Sag, that's dispositor happens to be Jupiter, and it's in Pisces. And it's the only doorway that's opening, especially this lunar eclipse square Jupiter, is... like, we have what we identify as certain things in the past, but we just need to, like, realize that our past is all the beautiful things in life where we've learned and where we've grown as a soul, that's turning into a new story. And all of the stories that are not aligned with the divine are leaving. Or already have left, and you finally are leaving the idea that you could be attached to that story. I mean, I really feel like it is a new book. But there's a lot of unwritten pages to this new book, and that's the best part. So the confusion is like how it should look and all this stuff, and we don't want to stress ourselves out too much during this time because Mercury is stressed. It's the Lord of Gemini, it's in its house, and it's getting a very long square to Neptune, which is in Poseidon's, is in his own house of Pisces, and so is Jupiter. Zeus is in his own house of Pisces, and they're brothers. And so this is a lot of battle energy, and the Sun and Rahu and the North Node energy are coming together. We've got Mercury and Venus coming together, which are squaring Neptune, and Venus is like wanting all this info, like about our relationships, about our pleasures, about what we're creating. You know, everybody's just hitting me up about what's happening with crypto, what's happening with crypto, what's happening with this. It's like, don't be a little chicken with your head cut off. Like, this is what the energy is. Don't be like Chicken Little. Don't be Lamb Chop, the little puppet. Like, this is a time for you to realize these new things are being written in the moment. These things in our life right now, the more that we, in many ways, it reminds me of a baptism and like washing away of the sin. Like, but it's not sin, our past. It's the past that didn't align for what we're in now. And these are fated moments in eclipse time. And this is Gemini, and there's a courage element with the North Node and the Sun of redefining your soul and your soul journey from a place that is where the story is now being written, where the curiosities are important. Because if you don't have a curiosity about where something's at, then you already know too much, and that's already an old story. And we got to be careful with mental health. We got to be careful with our sensitivities, especially. Part of that sensitivity is deeply connected with Saturn. I would say that, especially because Neptune's going to come to 23 degrees here, and this is some edgy stuff. You know, we're getting into the deeper realms of the end of the 12th house, per se. And with Mercury squaring this and with Venus squaring this, and Venus is trying to get all of this info, but Mercury's stationing and is in square to Neptune. So Venus ain't going to get the info, and Mercury's not getting all the info till it meets with that solar eclipse, which will be a Cassini moment too. And so Mercury wants to give all this info, but it also doesn't know, and it's contemplating and it's calculating in the middle of a huge, huge fog, or in many cases running a computer without a computer screen, like trying to type the codes in and hopefully it'll get there and do weird noises and sounds. You're in the right page. Like, you need to realize that nothing is guaranteed. There was no grounding when you have the only Earth is Pluto and Uranus, and they're outer planets in Capricorn, right, with Pluto, and then you got Uranus and Taurus, which is about to square Saturn. this is shattered reality, and there's not a lot of grounding during this time. You know, it's a lot like when you're swimming in a pool. Like, one thing as being a water polo player and a swimmer since 5 to 18 competitively is like, I never thought about while swimming or even in water polo about trying to find a place to hold on to, because my own self swam to get to where I needed to. And this is going to bring up those anxieties and those sensitivities about people who have a trouble with swimming through chaos, and then this order that's trying to bash into the chaos to keep it out of chaos is extreme. That's the Uranus-Saturn square mixed with all this Gemini and mixed with all this Pisces. So I think it's an important time for people to relax, not take things way too intense, not overcommit with this moon on Pluto when Mercury retrogrades. That's going to be the Mercury retrograde chart. The stationary retrograde is literally the moon in Capricorn at 26 degrees on Pluto. I just think that this is an important time for us. We're going to get the biggest truths of our life, and they're going to blow all of our minds. Everything that we believed or any opinion or hope we had is going to get turned around with actual real facts. Gemini will win in this battle. And the truth is going to set a lot of us free. And then there's going to be so many people that are not going to accept the real truth. And I don't know what side that's going to be at this moment. But when you get Neptune at 23 degrees, this is where it gets vicious. And the separation element of things, because of the truth that will come out over this next 2 weeks, people will not be able to handle some of this deep truth. They are going to be deniers, and then they're going to be in their belief systems, and they're going to hold those. And this is not going to be a time to use force. This is Mars in Cancer. This is also going to be a time where Mars is already starting the opposition to Pluto. So, you know, the truth that's being exposed about things that probably are dirty. Even if you think about this week, Mars is trining Neptune at 22 while it's going 23. 22 Capricorns where Saturn and Pluto met with the Sun and Mercury on January 12th of 2020. And Mars is going to oppose that point. We have not seen that yet. We saw Mars conjunct that point, and look at the world at where it was at last year at the beginning of the year. So now we feel like we're in the opposite of all that, but that means it's going to bring all that stuff up. And the truth is going to be harsh because it's going to break people's paradigms and belief systems, and especially programmed ones. And so this is also, if you want my deepest esoteric knowledge of this, this is you deprogramming yourself from the false illusions in your own personal life and what we're seeing in the world. And we all have to figure out that decipher, and it's like we are playing a little bit of Decipher and a little bit of Da Vinci Code at the same time. And it's going to take some time, but it's all fast stuff happening at once, so it's not going to feel slow. It's not going to feel delayed, this Mercury retrograde. The only delay is, you know, waiting for the last minute right before you need to get the answer in Da Vinci Code, and if you put in the wrong answer, that the ink's going to get rid of the message, that you're only going to understand it at that last moment. And oh, there it is. It's fully deciphered. And then the truth is going to be that way too. It'll be last minute, but it will be trickling so much of its truth. And we're all going to be Aquarius-wise putting all those pieces together. So I'm going to go into the cards real quick, and then we're going to do the prayer and go right into this mix. Give me a sec. Welcome back to Spiritual Dance Music here on highvibe.tv. We're about to go into the tarot. I want to say one last thing. Venus and Mercury and Venus square Neptune and all this stuff. This brings up money, relationships, all these things. Let go. Don't try and control. Don't try and have the full answer. It's important for us during these times to allow things to naturally in divinity form themselves as they do. Don't go crazy on this stuff, figuring it out. And one lesson I always like to teach people as in between eclipses and this faded moment that we're in, you don't know, especially during these times, where anything will really truly go. I mean, it will, and it will all make sense in the end, but you have no idea. So please, get rid of your expectations. Get rid of exactly how you think it's all going to go down and the guarantees that you keep telling yourself. Because that's sad shit. The guarantee that this will happen. Like, there are guarantees that the planets are going to do what they're going to do, but there is a guarantee that the planets are playing that the way that this will look will blow all of our minds. And so when it comes to your money, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to things that make you feel good, how all that will come together will blow your mind too. And we are in full mutable energy, full mutable, T-squares. And the only sign that's not involved with this is Virgo. But that's the point to look at, which your reality is changing. And things that are really in alignment from the divine in the physical realm are changing. And so these are massive changing physical reality and spiritual and so much Uranus energy with Saturn that's stationed and retrograded now in Aquarius with a square to Uranus. It's overwhelming that it is a wheel of fortune. But if you're going to try and control that wheel of fortune, it probably will just land on bankruptcy. All right, let's see what's going on with the cards. First card that we did get is the Three of Cups in reversed. So some of the things in life right now socially are probably not the best understood at the moment. But this is definitely not a time for, losing control and being around the wrong people. Being around the wrong people can always be a hard thing to deal with. So we don't want to do that. Is that showing that reversed or not? So, being around the wrong people or getting, especially this reminds me of peer pressure. Like, no peer pressure and don't do things because of peer pressure. King of Swords, yeah. Use your mind. And you might have to be a little cold, especially against this peer pressure right now. Like, you don't need to do what you don't want to do. You can only do whatever you want to do. But I think that there's respect when you have the courage to speak your truth. And that's what the King of Swords does. It can come off a little cold. The truth can come off cold because maybe people want to feel warmness, especially Three of Cups reversed is some of this peer pressure is coming from people on manic highs about things that have no guarantees. So I definitely want to put that out there about that. What do we got here for the challenge? Knight of Swords. This is not a time to rush in and save. Like, if you're in a place where you feel like you need saved or you need to save something, it probably is because it's not divine in your life. I'm just going to be honest with you. So if you're in a place like, I need to save my business, it's not working. I need to save this relationship, it's hell. I need to save this, I need to save this. It's like you need to have checked yourself because you've already wrecked yourself and you're not going to try and, piece together a car, if we use the analogy, that's been totaled and is a total loss and try and bring it back together and try and do that as fast as you can. This is also a time for people to be wary of people, since we're dealing with peer pressure and weird peer pressure, of people that are just going to try and run into our lives and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fix everything I did wrong with you right now." And yes, this is a time about restoring maybe connections, but in a very long-term process and remembering what the past brought us, and there's new chapters. And if those new chapters will even continue to make that work, people can get lost in this and be like, oh, this is now good. It's like, no, let's see where the chapters go. You can be cool and be like, let's see where it all goes, but have a calmness about this. The challenge, though, would also be at the same time, Knight of Swords does rush into things that are it's passionate about and that it needs to figure out. And so the challenge might be, the things that are divine, that are working out, that already have been working, like there's a feeling of like, should I do this or not? Use that King of Swords and remember that you already have seen all the facts. So, the delays are in your head when the divine's already told you, and that's part of that Mercury-Neptune square that's going to be going on a lot. Our overall is a Page of Pentacles upright. So, there's great offerings right now to things that are beautiful, and more importantly to ourselves, we're ready to really start to move our energy into the simple part of life, into the simple things. And I think the Page of Pentacles here is just saying, let's just do things brick by brick in the middle of this craziness, like brick by brick, moment by moment. We don't need to shoot for the moon right now. We don't need to shoot for Mars. Just let everything incrementally step into where it needs to go right now. And our spiritual advice card that we got is the Six of Wands, ultimate victory. If we're going to have victory if we don't follow. We go where it makes sense to us, and we take those steps naturally with knowing our value in ourselves, with ease and grace, and we're not erratic about it. Because you're not going to win if you're erratic. I'll pull a couple for love. Got the Nine of Swords reversed. For some, stop worrying so much. But maybe there's been some, and others. But I do see this card as like avoiding red flags. Or there's simple things that might need to be said that you have too much anxiety to say. But, say it. There's not a time about in relationships to fuck around and not say what you want to say. And then deal with when the new chapters open and the new books that we're all going to be in, and have to live the rest of your story of whenever that ends in this chapter of your relationship or whether you're dating or whoever. These are the red flags in yourself that you're afraid to speak of. You have too much anxiety over. We got the Nine of Cups in reversed. This is definitely not a time to over glamify a situation in love or get too much of something, or pour too much in and give away all of it, or also believe too much that this is the savior, that a relationship is going to save you or something like that. You want to enjoy all the abundance that something gives, not use it all up in one drop. So, and especially this also shows, because this is following this Nine of Swords reversed, I just am feeling, both are reversed, to me, yeah, okay. I should probably do them to the audience. There we go. There is an... Oh, I was doing it right, I guess. That there is... oh, wait, no, it would be this way. If I'm doing it to the audience. That there is... If we're too afraid to speak our truth to people and the things that we're afraid to say, well, it's not going to be that great of an abundance, and it's going to be kind of fake, right? Like, well, it's great, but, there's going to be that little nagging thing that's like, I was afraid to say that. And I'll just pick one more for just overall for love. I'm just going to pick these three. Judgment reverse. Anything that's not in alignment with your divine purpose, and also that's judging you, or more importantly enough, I think inside, this is a higher calling. Relationships that have a higher calling and a purpose and are alignment in that same higher calling. But don't lie to yourself and try and make a higher calling out of another higher calling that don't really mix. So you need to look a little bit wider and farther, I would say, in this, to make sure that these things really are the same mission that you two are on, and make sure that you really understand where that goes in the end. So we're going to do the prayer now, and then we're going to go right into this mix. Dear God, ultimate creator on this beautiful moment in all of our lives, the excitement is here. I feel it every day. and the excitement that you bring forward for me every day in delivering beautiful information to others, but also just in my own life. There's so many great things that we are all moving into new chapters with, and there are new belief systems and new ways to look at things. And I think it's important at this moment, Lord, to give you that deep appreciation that in these moments and in these times where it might feel like massive confusion, it is your love and it is your truth that is coming out. That it's confusing when there's been so much energy that has been manipulating and has been trying to shade us from your divine energy and your divine truth. And I know through the confusion and I know through the fog of this confusion is your great light. And I ask for you to help people remember that when the tunnel seems dark, that there is always a light at the end of that tunnel, and it is always you. And that it's not that your light isn't there, it's that there's some sort of energy that is trying to block that light, whether it's from within ourselves or it's exterior, it doesn't matter. We always have to remember that that light at the end of the tunnel is an everlasting light that is all around and encompassing us, and it's the tunnel that is blocking that light. And finally, that end of the tunnel where we finally have in our own self or in our lives and the crazy things that we go through have seen where we need to make that change to connect back to you. And I know in these times a lot of people are going to take this confusion and take it as, why would God do this? Or why is God not here? And I think that's the greatest illusion of all time. Or if people are having questions about where you've been through these moments, you have been so supportive. Because those that have been seeing your divine work every day, Lord, especially over these last couple years of weirdness, we have been fine. We have been so happy. We have never found more happiness, more love, and more connection to you ever. The echoing of God around the world right now and your voice and your message and your love and your truth has been bigger than we've seen in all of our lives. More and more people are standing strong in their truth and their connection to the divinity and their connection to God than ever. And I'm sure it makes you feel so good because you give us so much love, and to feel that love return back to you must feel so wonderful. And I'm so happy to see that around the world, that I have no fear of where the world turns, because I know that you are always there. Even if there was one last person on the planet with your love that they understood and that they gave back, I still know that you still are here for us. There is so much out there to scare, to belittle, to shame, and to take advantage by faking divine energy or by faking power, which power is not for control. Power is about uplifting. Power is about giving life force and giving life to beautiful people, to beautiful animals, to the worlds that you create, and to the magic that you create around the world. And it's also the power that you give us through your soul energy and your love that allows us to be a divine soul and to be blessed. And there's so much energy that's trying to, right now, fake being you. This has been a controversy for the last millennium. And I know that we are at a very interesting time where the truth is in front of all of our faces, because it always is in front of our faces, because the only truth is you. The only truth is your love. The only truth is your light. And unfortunately, there's just so many that have been caught in this crazy spell, again, as I always like to say in all of our prayers, Lord, that want to go join that old battle again, that want to try and prove there is no God, that man is stronger, that man is smarter, and that man has all the answers, and that God doesn't. And even though at times that hurts me, I've learned through every time I show up for you, every day in my life, but also just every time I do these prayers, I just laugh more, because I just laugh like you laugh, because it's just so not true. This is not the way it is, and that never is the way it is. And that there is a cosmic love, there is a cosmic magic, there is a magic in our own souls, in our own life, that is love, that you can feel it everywhere. And I'm just asking, Lord, to help those that continue to block that love of yours, that continue to block the love of the others that are sending that love to you and that are sending that love to others and that are caring for one another. Instead of looking for a handout, but looking for a blissed out blessing from you. Because it's when we are connected to you, Lord, that not only do we get the truth, but we also get the blessings of our lives. That it's not a check in the mail that the government gives us. That it's not the report of something on the news that makes us feel better about our lives. It's the reports from you that you talk to us directly, that you give us the answers, that you give us so much love. And you're the ultimate network to be with, to watch. You're the one that continues in this time to help us see through the illusions that are trying to be the tunnel to make us feel like these power-hungry people on the planet that are not connected to your love, that are faking your power, are using it to give us a light at the end of a tunnel, yet there is nothing but light always surrounding. And I just can envision right now you, Lord, just ripping apart these falsities, these bridges and these troll bridges. They're all trolls, Lord, that are shading your light and making people feel like it's at some point down the future road that your light shows up, when that is the most false truth on our planet every day of every century, of every millennium of all time. And I don't know everything, Lord. You know everything. And my convictions of truth come through you. My commitment of truth comes through you. And my commitment to your love is number one always, above all things. And that's what bridges down to the mission to do the work. And I ask for you to help those that haven't found that mission in themselves that you've already assigned, to open up to their hearts for it, to find it, and to see the beauty that surrounds that. Not only with the people they meet, but the people that surround them, the families that get healed through you, the chaos that gets healed through you. That the only divine order is your divine order, not the order of humans and how they try to control chaos that they started and created on their own. I appreciate you so much, Lord. I thank you so much during this time. This is such a blessing moment. I'm blessed to be here in this moment right now, to even be able to do this again and to speak to you and to speak to others that watch this in a prayer with so much gratitude for this time and to be able to be here in this love. I love you so much, Lord. Amen. All right, everyone, let's go into this mix. This is all live. This is going to be a good one. I got some crazy stuff going on in this one, and this one's going to be a banger. Like, this one's got not that. I'm just going to, it's super energy-wise. This is what we're releasing are the old stories, and there's a radicality and an intensity up there, and I'm going to channel that for you. I've never played any of these tracks. Like, I just went and got them, and I'm like, here we go. And I got, you know me, I got some subliminal messaging going on through this, or we'll call it divine messaging. I love you all very much. Let's enjoy this mix. Thank you so much for being a part of High Vibe. Please share this video. Just enjoy this time. This is not a ceremony. This is a celebration of God. This is a celebration of divinity, and using these marker points of this eclipse energy as the marker of God speaking. I literally watched God talk this morning on the lunar eclipse. That's when you see God physically. And if you really want to have that backing, and God is speaking during these times about truth and letting go of old stories and old beliefs and things that are connected to getting rid of the propaganda, which I know people always associate with just the media, but it's a massive propaganda by people, by others, and by so many people that just try to claim that they are God in their own weird way, and they are all people that we just can't be mad at, but we got to be discerning of them and understand it and pray for their spell to be broken. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get right down into this right now.
Hello, Fred.
Your inspection to the departmental highlight.
Oh my God, it's him.
I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner.
By remediation, alternative fuels. Ah, Mr. Wayne, look at that time. Perhaps we should get to R&D as soon as possible.
Mr. Oh, Bruce Wayne.
No, that's my name. And you are? Enigma. Edward Enigma. Enigma, you hired me personally. Just like I tell everyone. We've never actually met, but your name was on the hiring slip. I have it. I'm gonna need that handbag, Ed. Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry. It's just that you're my idol.
Work, Edward.
And some people have been trying to keep us apart. Back to work, Edward. It's okay. So, Mr. Enigma, what's on your mind? Precisely. What's on all our minds? Precisely. Precisely. What's on all our minds? Brain waves. Brain waves. Brain waves. Brain waves. Brain waves. Brain waves. The future of Wayne Enterprises is brain waves.
I apologize, Mr. Wayne. I couldn't terminate
His project this morning. It's okay. My invention beams any TV signal directly into the human brain by stimulating neurons, manipulating brain waves, if you will. This device makes the audience feel like they're inside the show. Why be brutalized by an uncaring world?
Did you say manipulating brainwaves?
Yes. Brutalized by an uncaring world.
Did you say manipulating brainwaves? Manipulating brainwaves. Did you say manipulating?
Yes. But someone like you would never need it. Someone so intelligent, pretty, charming. I just need a bit of additional funding for human trials. Let me show you, please.
I want a full set of technical schematics on this, okay?
I want you to know we'll be full partners in this, Bruce. You to know we'll be full partners in this. We'll be full partners in this, Bruce. Full partners in this. We'll be full partners in this, Bruce. Look at us. Two of a kind.
You call my assistant Margaret, she'll set something up.
That's not gonna be good.
She'll set something up.
That's not gonna be good. But they deserve it.
I'm sorry, Ed, then the answer is no. Tampering with people's brainwaves, mind manipulation. Brainwaves, mind manipulation. It just raises too many questions. It just raises too many questions. It just raises too many questions. It just raises too many questions.
Thanks, everybody. Keep up the good work. Factory looks great.
All right, everyone, back to work. We'll discuss this later. We'll discuss this later. We'll discuss this later.
said, no, drag them to the altar. Tell them they got till midnight to get that fixed. Am I preaching right tonight? Wait for it. Tell you, you could have been home a long time ago. The most powerful tool that you have right now in your life, in your body, is your mind.
We get the word, and we hold the world ransom for 1 million. $1 million.
I'm preaching right tonight.
Don't ever leave me.
Never.
Good. As I find you.
$1 million.
Do you have the mindset to be blessed? You have to decide to be blessed. You have to decide, you know what, this is the day that the Lord has made. Get my mind ready for this year, because when I get this year, there's going to be blessings, there's going to be miracles, there's going to be opportunities. Oh yes, it's going to be some struggles, it's going to be some challenges, it's going to be some tests, but even the struggles are an opportunity for me to show off the victory if my mind can handle the change. Tell them they got till midnight to get that fixed. Am I preaching right tonight? Who am I talking to tonight?
want your body, everybody wants your body, so let's check. 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 super fly. No credit show. On your Spotify. Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. No worries though. You don't have to admit. Let's check. 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 Baby, don't you lie. You ain't super fly. No credit show. On your Spotify. The thing that you did, you paid for this hit. No worries though. You don't have to admit. You ghosted. How you ghosted? You ghosted. Boy, you ghosted. You ghosted. Yeah, you ghosted. You ghosted. Baby, don't you lie. Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. Baby, don't you lie. Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. You ain't check. Let's 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 you ghosted, 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 ghosted. Baby, don't you lie. You ain't super smart. You're ghosted, 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 ghosted. Baby, don't you lie. You ain't super fly. No credit show. On your Spotify. The thing that you did, you paid for this hit. No worries though. You don't have to admit. You ghosted. How you ghosted? Ghosted. Boy, you ghosted. Baby, don't you lie.
G.
FAO. We are go. Network. Go. Argo. Network. Go. Discovery. Go. Discovery. Go. .com. We're go fly. Go. .com. We're go fly.
rises and falls like the sun. One day somewhere, the sun will set up like my here, and will rise with you as the nature. king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. The sun will set on my time and will rise with you as the new king.
This will all be mine. Light touches. What about that shadow?
That's beyond my knowledge. Never go there.
But I thought a king can do whatever he wants. But I thought a king can do whatever he wants. A king can do whatever he wants. Can do whatever he wants. Can do whatever he wants. King can do whatever he wants. King can do whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. I thought a king can do whatever he wants.
justice, I have a dream. Freedom and justice, I have a dream. Freedom and justice, I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor, having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the word of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together.
Old school record, old school beat. I'ma bring it back. Old school sound, old school record, old school beat. Yeah, I'ma bring it back.
Bring it, 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 bring
Old school sound, old school record, old school beat. It's like people would go to the club to dance, you know what I'm saying? Not just look good, and that made all the difference.
So what's the difference between these days and way back then?
Well, now hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Well, now hold on, I'm gonna tell you. But in order to do that, I'm gonna bring it to that. I'm gonna bring it to that, to that, to that, to that, to that, to that. I'm gonna bring it back to the old school. You must first understand. I don't even like that new shit. I don't wanna fuck with new shit. I just like my own shit. I'ma bring it back. I just like the old shit. I just like my own shit. I don't wanna fuck with new shit. I'ma bring it back. I don't wanna fuck with new shit. 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 Hey, all y'all ravers with your hands up in the back. You even know what this shit's about? Oh yeah. I'ma bring it back to the old school. I'ma bring it.
the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? 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 They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just what the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck?
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your heart. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will.
Left school at 13, and one thing one was always very much aware of was a lack of space. I left that, went into the Navy at 16, signed for 12 years, and immediately went into the same situation, but with metal rooms instead.
bass.
Edward.
And some people have been trying to keep us apart. Back to work, Edward. It's okay. So, Mr. Enigma, what's on your mind? Precisely. What's on all our minds? Brainwaves. 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 The future of Wayne Enterprises is brainwaves. Brainwaves.
I have to apologize, Mr. Wayne. I personally terminated his project this morning.
It's okay.
I haven't.
programs any TV signal directly into the human brain. By stimulating neurons, manipulating brain waves, if you will. This device makes the audience feel like they're inside the show. Why be brutalized by an uncaring world?
Did you say manipulating brain?
Yes. But someone like you would never need it. Someone so intelligent, witty, charming. I just need a bit of additional funding for human trials. Let me show you, please. I want you to know we'll be full partners. Look at us. Two of a kind.
You call my sister Margaret, so that's up.
always a dangerous character. The guy who's afraid of loss is a dangerous guy. Because he's the guy in Hollywood that stabs you in the back or turns on somebody or whatever, trying to protect.
If you know a man's fear, then you can conquer him.
Truly, I mean, that's what the Blacklist era was about. Somebody, McCarthy, sat back and said, "My gosh, what a wonderful fear to take advantage of, and to bring himself to power through it." I believe in the universe. I believe in the Horn of Plenty. I believe in the cornucopia You know, so I'm not afraid of Tom Cruise and what his movies do, and I can enjoy it, and I can enjoy Russell Crowe, and because there is so much in the universe, we all, you know, can feed from it, and we all enough for everybody.
Is that where you are in your head at this?
Yes.
They've got Russell Crowe as a movie, Tom Cruise as a movie. You're saying, I'm perfectly happy with what
Absolutely.
Jim has
I've been
earned.
given so much. I mean, I would be a green boar at the trough of life, you know, if I question.
If you wanted it all.
Oh my gosh! I mean, you know, I sit down with friends of mine who are in the acting profession, and they say, you know, these are really good actors, and they say, man, no one's really getting the chance to do what you're getting to do. You know, I mean, it's quite an arc that's
Sure
going on here.
To have your chance at bat time and time again.
I feel so lucky to have it.
But you had to bring something, otherwise they would not continue to give you the chance, and you obviously recognize that.
You have to allow yourself to be seen. That's
Yeah.
the risk. The risk is, especially for somebody who's comedic, and who has that weapon at his disposal.
Just to go off into a rift.
Yeah, to risk being seen.
can't sleep at night.
Because I was fully, prepared to just play out, stand-up comedy in comedy clubs. And
yeah, but there's something within you that constantly pushed the edges of the envelope wherever you were.
Well, or at least took advantage of the opportunities that came around, and a lot of it has to do with, just the courage to jump in. I mean, to do films that are out of your so-called power alley, as they call it.
You're moving with me. The rhythm is beating so tight. I can't believe it. We're in this blazing light. I just wanna feel like I'm winning. Closer to you, like we're spinning. I just wanna feel like I'm winning. Like I'm winning. This night's got me glowing. I can feel it tonight. This night's got me glowing. What a delight. Got me like tonight.
I just wanna
$1 million.
make it happen. Don't forget to switch your phone up. Wanna be ready with you and just for the moment.
$1 million.
Wanna be ready with you and live just for the moment. Alright. Alright. Got me like
make you feel so fine when you hear my bass line. My bass line. My bass line.
$1 million. $1 million. $1 million. $1 million. $1 million. Million. $1 million. $1 million.
Now that I found you, it's like a brand new start. And so you are the biggest beat of my heart. Oh my heart, 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 oh my heart. I love it when they try to get. If you really wanna. I love it.
be anywhere. There's a coldness in the air, but I don't care. We drift deeper, and life goes on. We drift deeper into the sound. Traveling somewhere, could be anywhere. There's a coldness in the air, here, but I don't care.
I can come and sense it, I can feel it, go and find it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, back it, twitch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, cli
Jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, click it, update it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, click it, update it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, click it, update it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, click it, update it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, click it, update it.
Funding for human trials. Let me show you, please.
Now listen, Ed. I want a full set of technical schematics on this, okay?
I want you to know we'll be full partners in this, Bruce. Look at us. Two of a kind.
You call my assistant Margaret, she'll set something up.
That's not gonna be good for me. I need an answer now.
sorry, Ed, then the answer is no. Tampering with people's brainwaves, mind manipulation. It just raises too many questions. It is too many questions. Just raises mind manipulation. Tampering with people's brainwaves, mind manipulation. It just raises too many questions. It raises too many. Just raises too many questions. Too many questions. It just raises too many questions.
What's on all our minds? Brain waves. Brain waves. Waves. Brain waves.